Well, I don't think I've got too much to say about this particular episode because it's another Final Six situation, or kind of getting down to the wild situation, where there's a bunch of potential for things to happen, but in the end, the most predictable thing occurs, and nobody is in a different position really because of it. Now, you can argue that there was a little more seeds of distrust than in comparison to other situations, like Kagaya being the main example, where I felt like that third to last episode behaved similarly to here, but I don't know, just. Yeah, I feel the same way, you know? Right. So now that I said that, I'm just like, yeah, there really isn't too much else to mention other than Ty, actually not getting really in trouble because of his playing the advantage. But as I stated a little while back in these videos, I don't feel like he was in that great a position no matter what he did, and given how I don't think he's someone who's used, to having power or the ability to have people, influence him, that kind of a thing. He's shown that when he's in that kind of position, he doesn't really react well, and I bet I really wouldn't be any better because I kind of second guess myself fairly often, even though I'm getting better. Whatever. So yeah, I still see good potential for him to go next episode with the idol in his pocket, especially since his next episode is the last time the idol can be used because they'll be down to 5 people. And given how Jason left on day 32, there is a possibility that they are doing Final 2, and it would work because if. Actually, wait a minute. It would have to be because day 35 would be when they go down to 4, so you'd have day 36, 37, 38, and you're not going to do 2 challenges? Yeah. I think it is Final 2 because of these medevacs. Yeah. Well, that's going to be interesting to see what happens as we get down to the nitty gritty, but I really am not a fan of changing it to Final 2 based on the fact that we have a bunch of people, medevaced. And like in Kagaya, they didn't actually have to do Final 2, and Jeff contradicted himself, saying that Lindsay being medevac didn't affect the game, but then later admitted, oh yeah, once she left, we just decided to do Final 2. Really? Jeff, yeah. But that's just so interesting how we get these coincidental circumstances that make it so this show keeps managing to have an even amount of Final 2s versus Final 3s, because Micronesia, Tokachins, Kagayan heal potentially, and if it is heal potentially, then it's 16 to 16. Interesting. Right. And everyone not turning on Michelle, well, I guess they think that Ty is going to keep shooting himself in the foot here, and because he's being so honest, yeah, I'm not totally thinking that he's got that great of a chances on his belt, right? And then ultimate thoughts on Jason. Well, I don't feel like his exit was really that great, to be honest. And then real thoughts on him? Well, I know that he's gotten some negative press this season, but I don't feel like what he did was really that different compared to many other people. I think like with Rodney in Worlds Apart, we're going to forget about him. Now, it's going to take a little bit longer, though, with Jason than like Rodney, because 5 days or something like that after the Worlds Apart finale, Rob had like a full podcast with Rodney as his guest, and there were tons of people in the comments stating, yeah, outside of this game, he's a totally cool dude, so yeah, we're going to have a little bit of resentment towards Jason and or Scott, but we're going to forget about this, okay? Trust me. They have both stated that they've gotten over most of what they did, and they've mellowed the waters with just about everybody, so we shouldn't really hold it against them, and I'm not going to. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this penultimate episode, and I'm hoping for another good blindside here. Well, that sucked for two reasons. One, it's one of the latest medevacs in the history of the show that we've seen. Eric still holds that title. And then number two, we were robbed of what could have been a very intense tribal. Yeah, just... That's the main problem with Neil and Joe going here. We lost very good tribals that could have happened. And this isn't like San Juan del Sur, where like you got the idea that the next tribal things wouldn't be too much different. You know, here the game really did change, even though it did change in San Juan del Sur. So yeah, I'm bummed. I really wanted to see what Aubrey and Sydney were going to do in their respective bits. Yeah, even though everyone, of course, has a vote, you know. And who knows, Ty might have been voted out with the auto in his pocket. Yeah, so looks like I was wrong about that, but the odds of that, I think when I made the prediction, were pretty good. So, yeah, but I can take being wrong. It's what happens on the show, so there you go. And it has been a while since the person that I feel like most deserves the win out of the finale doesn't win. And here I honestly don't really know who I'm rooting for the most, to be honest, because these four people have all done their little bits, got some various pros and cons against them, and I don't know. Maybe if I had watched this episode by episode, I'd have a better bet, but really I just want to be entertained, which is how I've been feeling all along for this season. Yeah. Any other things to mention? Jeff seems to be under the impression that the idea of, not allowing people to go around and retrieve their sandbags, he's probably not going to do that again, and I'm kind of with him, because had Joe not done that, well, that would have made him look more pathetic, and then make the whole challenge look pathetic, even though it is a pretty far distance to fling those things, and it seemed like those sandbags, did a lot more sliding on the ground than previously, or at least based on what I've seen in other challenges, so, that might play a little bit of a factor there. Yeah. Oh yeah, then the choices for the rewards. Well, I think Joe honestly made a bit of a bonehead move going for his closest ally as the first pick. He should have done Sydney as the first pick. Then if he does Aubrey as the second pick, I don't think that would be as extreme. But yeah, a little annoying there. And this time, Michelle going to the bottom. I think there's a little bit more justification, but I don't know, just... Yeah, I'm looking at her now and I realize I've been taking her for granted for a little bit, which is odd, because at the beginning of the season I was like, I think I should watch out for her, because from what I remember, they weren't focusing on her, but she might have potential to stir something up, and then she was in a nice middle position for a few episodes back there, so... Odd that I started taking her, for granted, yeah. Alright, so heading into this finale, my overall prediction is that it's going to be either Aubrey or Sydney that's going to take this, because I don't think Ty's going to make it, and next to the other two, I don't think Michelle will hold up, even if it's a final 3, but since Joe left on day 34, it's going to be a final 2. They're totally going to reprogram it if they haven't already, yeah. I mean, like, odds were day 36 was going to be another advantage challenge or the loved ones visit, which I don't totally like. Like, guys, what was so wrong with the structure of just going into day 37 as an immunity challenge, have the tribal, day 38, immunity and tribal, what was wrong with that? If you're doing it this way, you have to speed up the episode, and it makes the final tribal be a lot less, fulfilling. Yeah. Just... Yeah, because, like, we've had a long stretch of Final Tribal Councils not really being that spectacular, so, could you try and get this finale back into grabs? Just... I don't want to have to complain about something like this that's so trivial, and yet, at the same time, does lead an impact to the final episode, yeah, just I don't know why they're making these decisions. Yeah. Right. So, even though I did predict that it would be Aubrey or Sydney taking this, if I want to go into more details, I'd say Ty goes Final Four, then Aubrey is third, and then Sydney wins. Although, it would be kind of interesting if, say, Michelle is in the Final Three and she wins, or maybe Aubrey will actually come from behind and pull out an immunity win. I don't know, though. Because the only time a sole survivor only won the last individual immunity was Jeremy last season, even though there have been, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 people that have won the game without ever winning an immunity, because you, Earl, Todd, Tina, Sandra, Tony, yeah. Uh, is there anything else I can really mention here? Nah, let's get this finale over with.